Hey everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Clone Evolution. Yeah, I appreciate all the concerns that people had in the chat. Yeah, sorry about yesterday's episode. I was just really down in the dumps, just constantly getting yelled at for 2 days and couldn't take it anymore. I was thinking of moving, but now everything's been resolved now, so I'll be staying here for the time being. But it's definitely something I'm going to work on in the future. I got to try to get that place up north fixed, so next time this happens I can just bail and not have to worry about having nowhere to go. Yeah, it was thank God that I didn't build that shed in the backyard. Building that shed up north and getting a washroom in it and being all set, insulated, will be like a lifesaver. I'll never have to be stressed about having nowhere to go again. The only disadvantage I found, guess what happened? I was thinking like, man, maybe the universe will do something to prevent me from being able to go up north and fix my shed. Not to mention the whole pandemic, lockdown, all that shit. No, but now the government's thinking about cutting funding to the bus services, so now we actually won't have any bus services to even go to my property if I wanted to. Well, it's not the end of the world. I can just hire a private driver off Kijiji or something. It's probably even cheaper, but I was thinking it was convenient that I could just spend $200, hop on a bus, and be there in 8 hours. Oh well. It's not the end of the world. Go figure. Now, some people have been messaging asking if they can join my friends list. I don't know, I'd like to see how many days it's been since people have logged in, but if you notice, they got to move this menu over. I can't even read how many days it's been since this person's been on. I used to be able to read that. Can't see how many days there. This person's 17 days. I should have deleted them before. Right, so that's what I'll do, guys. I'm going to delete them. And I got a whole bunch of comments about, yeah, a whole bunch of people are going to join the guild if I create one. So I'll finish the regular guild stuff. Let's see, where are we at? Regular season 11 of 11. I think that's a good sign, right? Does that mean it's over? No, I still got another round. So whenever this thing is over with, like when it's the season ending or whatever, I'll finish that. And then boom, I'll head out and start my own guild. I don't want to bail right away because there's some pretty good rewards for that. Right, no crime fighter. I should be able to slaughter this team. Let's give it a try. Now I was finding it funny putting Jane Austen as the tank. She does seem to dodge people more. But we'll go back with Trump just in case. What I should do is her and him. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because half the time she's going to get missed. Yeah, that's good. Let's try that. Famous last words. That was good. Yeah. So even though I was down in the dumps and I couldn't record my vlog because, man, my voice was shot when I'm down in the dumps. All of a sudden my camera stopped working, so I'm like, fuck, man. Even if I wanted to record today, my brand new camera's already not working. And I read online, they said it could be the firmware, so update it to the latest firmware. Tried doing that, and then problems after problems. Can't even connect my phone to the camera. It was funny because it connected, and I was like, okay, and I click connect. They asked for the password. I'm like, I don't have any password. So I went back, exited, found out, oh, the password's like 123456 or whatever. So I go back, I'm like, alright, I'll connect to it, and now it's not in the options anymore. Can't detect it. So I had that one chance to connect it and blew it because I didn't have the password, and now it won't give me the option to. So I tried updating the firmware on my phone, hoping that's gonna help. I think it's a long shot. Shut up, phone. Now it seems like everything I touch these days just breaks. It's a bit of a piss off, but I just gotta persevere through shit. I know these days everyone's going through hard problems with the fucking lockdown, so I really should be more considerate and think of people that have it worse than me. Yeah, so who died? Just Symphony. So far, so good. Yeah, I had a feeling I would slaughter their team. I don't know what my power level is, I haven't checked in a while, but I figured without Crime Fighter I can pretty much destroy any team. I don't know what the fuck, when is the game ever gonna balance Crime Fighter? This is just mental. It's like, doesn't matter who's in my team, as long as Crime Fighter I'm against him, he's invincible. So it's like, what the fuck, why did they make one character invincible and everyone else around the same strength? Doesn't make any sense. The other thing I was thinking is maybe they tried to rebalance Crime Fighter and they did a really bad job. I don't know. Yeah, so far so good. That worked. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Even my brother was offering me a place to stay today, so I shouldn't always bitching about my family turning their backs on me, but it's usually when you get upset about something, it's easy to lash out at everyone, right? And then you gotta think about it and try to reconsider. Come on, Symphony, heal people. Ooh. Ooh. There we go, everyone's back to full. Boom. See you later, spaceman. I don't know, who is that astronaut supposed to be? Anyone want to put it in the chat? It seems like it's always based off some real person, right? Maybe Edgar Mitchell or Buzz Aldrin. I don't know. I got a chance to meet Buzz Aldrin in person at a convention in 2008. I didn't pay to get his autograph because I can't even remember if he was doing autographs, but if it was beyond my price range. Now, back when I first started attending conventions, most autographs are like 20 to 40 bucks, and I was like, oh, that's not so bad, I got a few of them. And then year after year, they started to go up, and then as soon as it got into the hundreds, I was like, alright, I'm definitely not paying for autographs anymore. As much as I want to have some written piece of paper on my shelf, it's just not worth it to spend hundreds on it. Might as well buy something I'm actually going to use and not just put on my shelf. Yeah, this battle's more intense. Was it Symphony and Uncle Joe are gone? Nah, I felt less stressed out today when I went for a run around the cemetery. Nothing like being surrounded by dead people to help cheer you up, right? Nah, that's always figured, like, what would those dead people do to have like one more day alive, right? So, shouldn't be bitching all the time. Don't have to be so eager to die. It's like, we'll all be dead soon enough. Come on, Crime Fighter. Or not Crime Fighter, Samson. Right, so I keep seeing these things on the Clone Evolution page advertising the Halloween event. And I was playing earlier today and I logged in and I didn't see any sign of it, so maybe I'm looking in the wrong spot. I'll have to check again once we're finished these battles. It's funny, it's like they're not even hitting me, so it's like, what's taking so long to kill them? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Now we can give Alex the beat down. There we go. That's what I like to see. Everything's going better today. It's actually still the same day. No, what I had to do is record 2 episodes in one day because yesterday was a bit of a shit show. Trying to get a whole bunch of work done, staying up till 4 in the morning and then being super tired. I got everything working on my Shield now except for the grid view menu on Arc browser. I used to have it set up so I could see the console images and they look great. And now I don't know what I did to fuck it up, so I'm gonna have to try to figure it out. Well, I know what I did to fuck it up. I formatted and tried to recopy the files back in the same menu. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. The menu's fucked somewhere. Or the file root menu thing. Come on, heal. Jeez, no one's gonna heal Symphony, are they? Fuck! Piece of shit. Come on, Jane Austen. Stop sleeping, wake up and start healing some people. Fuck! You son of a whore. Oh man, that was bullshit. Oh man, yeah, just when I was bragging about how everything was going better, then you get a fucking horse shit to eat. Oh god, that really pissed me off, man. I should have slaughtered them. Pieces of garbage. I don't get it. Why is it only 3 of 6? Should be more. Now, I appreciate someone put in the chat how to fix that problem with the bounty hunter mission. They said what you gotta do is go into the arena, and then from the arena, whatever team you have set up will change it so it automatically loads to that team. I don't get it. Where in Clone Evolution does it say this stuff? Does it just assume people will figure it out? It's like fucking annoying as hell. Why can't they just tell you? Maybe they must have told me and I just didn't see it. Yes, one most irritating thing with the concussion is looking right at shit, not seeing it anymore. I always wondered that, like, why would athletes all of a sudden have drastic skill decline in their abilities to play sports after a concussion? It's like, how does that make any sense? Now I'm like, now I see. It throws off your balance, you can't fucking see anything right in front of you. It's fucking annoying. Oh yeah, speaking of balance being off, I put on the new rollerblades that arrived today, fresh bearings. And I haven't had rollerblades with fresh bearings since probably the first pair of rollerblades I ever wore. And I wore down the bearings pretty quick using them all the time. Or I don't know if it's my balance off from the concussion, but I put on the rollerblades and I couldn't even stand. I was like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to rollerblade and film when I can't even stand? Which is really weird because I used to be able to rollerblade, do jumps, almost even go backwards. So I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I at the beginning skill level again? The only thing I'm hoping is it's the fresh bearings. So maybe I'll go onto the trail that's completely flat level, try rollerblading for a while until I get my balance back. Hopefully it'll come back. Isn't that fucked though, eh? Going from like a pro rollerblader, you can do jumps and everything, and now I can't even fucking stand. Like, I tried rollerblading down the end of my driveway to the car. It was like almost impossible. Almost wiped out like 5 times. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, so that was really annoying. The only thing I could think of too, it's been a long time since I rollerbladed, like maybe 5-6 years, but you shouldn't forget how to completely rollerblade in 5 years. That's ridiculous. Alright, fuck this shit. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to trying this Halloween event, see how bad it really is. So many people are bad-mouthing it. Oh, I think only one guy said he liked it. Maybe he was being sarcastic. Yeah, there we go. Victory with Jane Austen in the lead. It's probably because they can't hit her. These guys must have low aim or something, right? They go to hit Jane Austen and it's like it's impossible for them to even hit her. Yeah, let's check out the supply depot. What shit can we buy today? Ooh, bullets. Like that. Trying to get as many casino tokens as I can because I'm hoping the next big casino event will be good again. Yeah, I loved the last casino event. That was sweet. Hey, we've got a message from Suki. Alright, thanks a million, Suki. She's saying that she likes my channel. Hopefully it's a girl. I don't know, it seems like weird how guys sometimes pick like women avatars. I don't know, I guess the other game I play, Entropia, sometimes guys do that too. To try to get like sympathy points, I guess. I don't know. Now, Entropia kind of makes sense because if you can trick someone to thinking you're a hot chick and they give you a whole bunch of items, the items are worth money in real life. So you could cash it out. So it's like, in a sense, it would almost make sense to trick people. Not that I would do that. No, it's a little bit too weird for me. And I don't really care about making money in the game either. It's more fun for me just to play it, make videos. Next thing I think I'm going to do for streaming or recording is I'm going to get a bigger hard drive for this computer. Like a new solid state. I don't know, I couldn't believe. I think I put in a 1 or 2 gig one in this one. But when I was looking at OBS, the problem why my file sizes are always coming out to 720 is they want me to switch to a different file size. And the file size was going to come out to like, forget, like a terabyte for an hour of recording. So I was like, fuck man, that'll max out my hard drive with one video. I can't believe the file size is that big for 1080. Something's not right, right? The only thing I was thinking is OBS was saying something about how they have to make them bigger file sizes to allow you to pause. So I don't know, maybe that's what it is, but must be doing something wrong. I'll try to figure it out. Alright, this one's all jewels. Yeah, let's collect all the jewels, and then I'll refresh that last one. And I tried, was it jogging 10 kilometers today for a little bit of stress relief, or 2 kilometers, and man, had to take 3 breaks. I was kind of surprised. I was hoping I could do it all at once. I figured because my cardio from biking is insane. But maybe because I haven't biked in a few days, or I guess a few weeks since my bike is busted and I can't fix it. Yeah, speaking of, I'm just going to try to fix it harder. I'll get a new tube, and I'll try putting in the other tire on, see if I can fix it that way. My back wheel is shot so bad, it's like it needs truing really bad. I've never trued a tire before, so maybe I'll have to try to figure that out. Sucks having no bike because man, without a vehicle and if I don't have a bike, I was hoping I could use those rollerblades and that whole plan fell through. Can't fucking use the rollerblades to save my life. Can't make it to the end of my driveway without wiping out. I still can't believe that, to go from being able to do jumps to not even be able to make it to the end of my driveway. So I guess if anyone's trying to learn how to rollerblade, try to get a used pair with bad bearings. I guess it makes it way easier. Makes sense though, those fresh bearings, like the slightest push, and I was just going like a million miles an hour. I was like, holy fuck. I wish my bike tires were like that. My bike tires, I can bike as hard as I can down a hill, and it's like I barely even roll, come to a stop. Yeah, I bought a 10-speed racing bike like that once. Got it from like Canadian Tire or something. When I got home and tried riding it, I had to pedal as fast and hard as I could just to make it down a hill. Like steep hills. I was like, what the fuck, man? It's like when you ride a bike, it's supposed to have bearings where it rolls, right? Like, not that it just comes to a stop on a fucking hill. So, man, that bike was a nightmare. I rode it for a few years, but I ended up ditching it up north. which I intended to go back and get it, but all my plans kept failing through. So I don't know if it's still there or not. Carried it out to the woods, built a teepee, fucking hid it in the teepee and locked it. Kind of hope someone stole it and tried using it and was like, holy fuck, I can't pedal worse shit on this bike. Now I got another good bike that's in that teepee too. Yeah, all my plans in that situation fell through. Now every time I make plans, they always fall through, it seems. Maybe I can fix my garage up north. That would be a decent plan. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a nice brand new garage. I wouldn't keep any possessions in it because up north you just get robbed all the time. All the fucking wars between the French, the English, the natives, and all the meth addicts. So it's quite a long list of people that'll rob your garage and take everything. I wonder if it was ever different up north. I know in Canada when I was a kid, like in the 80s, theft was so rare. It's like you used to ask people, like, have you ever had anything stolen in your whole life? And they'd be like, oh God, no. Canada's so wealthy, why the hell would anyone steal anything? Like, everyone was rich back then. Yeah, who am I unlocking with this? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Another blue Shay. What a fucking piece of trash. I don't even remember who it was that I was supposed to be set to. Yeah, when is the event gonna come for accelerating these? I remember when I first played the game, that event came and I had no tickets. Been saving them ever since, and the fucking event never comes back. Yeah, we'll collect this guy. I think that's what I had it set to before. At least it's purple, right? Like, I don't know why they're giving us blue heroes at that point. It's like, is someone really collecting blue heroes still? Yeah, it was funny. Remember I was bitching that I could never sweep any of the gold items? I fucking sweeped one the other day when you guys weren't watching. Yeah, and now they're like, sure you did. Yeah, let's try switching this up. Maybe they can't hit Jane Austen? That'd be nice. Nah, they'll hit her first try. Who am I kidding? Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that's my next big project, is I gotta get the bigger hard drive for the computer. Once I get that set up, oh god, I don't know how that's gonna go. Yeah, but once that's set up, then hopefully I can be able to record files that are much bigger. I'll be able to set the resolution, because man, I tried to watch a video of this on my TV. Man, it plays through the TV, it looks like absolute trash. I was like, holy fuck, man. 720 is a garbage resolution. Like when you watch on the computer screen, I guess it isn't that bad because I got a tiny monitor, but, well, 20-inch or whatever it is. But I was thinking, geez, once it's bigger, it's like, holy. Can't believe how trash it looks. Well, I can with my luck. Surprised it doesn't look worse, actually. Remember XSplit? Man, that's when I had some horrible garbage resolution. No, for today's episode, what I think it would be nice is if I could play the bounty hunter missions, get a whole bunch of vampires and tokens. That'd be sweet. Now I was thinking what I gotta do, maybe instead of fixing the garage up north, I just gotta meet a hot babe that lives in Toronto who's a big fan of the show. Like, hey, can I live at your house? You can watch the show live every night. Well, let's be more realistic. Average babe. Now, as long as you got your own place and you've always been a woman, just to clarify. You know, for some reason I attract gay guys like you wouldn't believe. I think it's how I dress. It's like most people are like, man, you dress horrible. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's doing it, maybe. Now my dad has a horrible fashion sense, so I was like, oh, maybe that's where I got it from. That's how I kind of idolize the Amish or the Mennonites, how they always just wear black. It's like, at least then I could dress myself properly. Nah, one bad thing for clothes too is I usually never buy clothes. Occasionally if I want to support someone's work, I'll buy a shirt of theirs or something. But other than that, it's almost non-existent that I actually buy clothing. I don't know, the active track, like my sports clothes that I wear. I think I bought it when I was 18 from Zellers. That fucking clothes still mint condition. It's like I could see why that company went out of business, right? It's they can't make clothes that last like fucking 30 years or no one will ever buy them again. And I think the only thing that bad happened to it is one of them I burnt a hole through, but it's a real tiny hole, so I was like, oh, it doesn't matter too much. That's what I gotta do too to prepare to move out. I gotta start getting rid of all my shit, so that when I move out, I'll have almost nothing to move. That'll be sweet. You know what I should do is, well, maybe that's not the greatest idea, but I should give these rollerblades to someone else I used to rollerblade with and be like, hey man, you try these. See if he's able to do jumps still or if he'll be fucking wiping out trying to just go straight. I'm assuming he'd be still pretty good. It's a shame, my best friend who was like a pro rollerblader, man, was he so good at it. It's like not only could he rollerblade forwards like it was nothing, but he could jump, land backwards, and do everything in reverse like it was nothing. I was like, holy fuck. Nah, sadly he died young. But at least luckily, it's been so long since he died now, it really doesn't bother me as much as it used to. Yeah, so that's what it's kind of mean to say, but don't worry guys, if you're grieving someone's death, it does tend to go for a while, but I don't know what it was, but eventually I got over it. Took about, what, 10 years or so. It's probably my memory, as soon as I started to forget them. I'm like, oh, then it's easier. Yeah, so memory loss ain't all bad. I shouldn't make fun of it. Yeah, and it's not all from my concussion. I already had bad memory before I had the concussion, so it sort of just amplified something that was already a severe problem. That's how I was kind of didn't luck out with the government insurance. Once they found out that I already had bad symptoms before I had the concussion, they're like, alright, we don't have to help you with anything. It's like, oh gee, thanks. So it's like, why am I paying into this insurance? If you're already injured, just stop paying for insurance. I guess that's how it works. Well, if it was optional. That's why I love government insurance programs, eh? It's like they make you pay for insurance that you can never use. It's like in a real like free market economy, if someone told you that your insurance that you're paying for, you can never make a claim, I'd be like, okay, cancel the insurance. I'm not paying for it anymore. Yeah, I still can't believe my camera busted. Oh yeah, and then if anyone's wondering that vlogging series what that clicking noise was, it's got a wheel or a joystick button, and you're supposed to click it 2. I thought it was 2, but now they're saying 3 in the instructions. So they say if you click it 3 times, it'll do a 360 with the gimbal, or a 180, so you can either look in front of you or at you, which comes in very handy. But the only thing was the button, I don't know why they made it. They made it like a really loud clicking noise, and then they put it right next to the microphone. There's a lot of like serious flaws with the design on this camera, but when the part 2 comes out of it, I'm gonna order it the same day. I love the fucking camera. It was very convenient. The microphone worked great. So the one solution people offered, they're like, well, just plug in a cord to the external mic and run the mic up to your like sleeve or whatever, or wherever you're gonna wear the mic, or collar, I mean. Uh-oh, we got a crime fighter. He's only a level 100 though, so we should be able to beat the crap out of him. Yeah, so the solution is wear the external mic, and then that way I can look away from the camera and it'll still record when I'm talking. Because I notice I like to do that a lot. A lot of times I'll be holding the camera and I'll see something and I want to film it. I'll look over to see it, and then when I'm talking it's not getting the full audio. And the odds of me remembering not to talk when I'm looking away from the camera is going to be slim to none. I don't know, I think I got a wired and wireless version. So we'll see. I might have to stick with the wired version, because man, the luck that I have. Oh shit, one hero's already dead and we still got another chest to beat. Oh fuck, everyone's almost dead too. Alright, let's put in the other healer. It'll be Team Lightning. We can lightning the shit out of them. Hopefully. Hoping Jane Austen's right ready to heal first turn, but watch its last. Yeah, she's full. Oh, she didn't even heal everyone. What the fuck? Oh, thank God, Samson healed him a little. There we go, that's what I'm talking about. Samson hit the right person for a change. That's fucking a miracle. Yeah, good news guys, we got a couple more subscribers, so we're very close to the 800 mark. Once I get this camera gimbal and everything's situation set up, I'm fucking eager as hell to get the next vlog done. Got the destination, the topic, everything's all lined up. That was neat too. I even got some requests to do follow-up videos on the school one, so that was pretty sweet. I was kind of surprised the amount of success that video had for how few people I thought would watch it, because our school is like so old, and I was thinking, man, no one even remembered going there, or who would even care about it still. So it's kind of like just a test video, and then to get hundreds of people watching it, leaving comments, I was kind of shocked. Well, I shouldn't be too shocked. I gotta realize that vlogging outdoors is definitely a better career than video game vlogging. Especially for obscure games. I know people have been asking me to play different games, but I'm very particular about what video games I like. Like, I'm already playing 2 hours a day, so I'm not really eager to like add another game in. I really don't have the time to do it. So really the only way I would do it is if it was better than Clone Evolution, and I haven't seen anything that much better. Oh, and the one thing too, the one thing that gets me is like first-person shooter games or shooter games of any type. I've mentioned it before, Battlefield 2, Bridge Too Far, or Modern Combat. I always say the level name instead of the game. Anyways, that game is so much fun that it ruined every other game for me. It's like when I try to play other games, I just think of Bridge Too Far, that level I loved, and I'm like, man, this game sucks so bad in comparison to it. So it's like, it's hard for me to switch to another game where I'm just not going to be having anywhere near the amount of fun. And then I'm like, geez, should I really be wasting my life playing a game that I don't even have fun playing? It's like I have very few years left. It's like I don't want to be wasting them. You know, when young people are young, they probably think, oh, you got all the time in the world, but once you start reaching the 40s, you're like, holy shit, man, like I could be gone any day now. I gotta stop wasting time. I know it seems ridiculous to say any day now, but look at my generation. How many people get cancer and die young? It's like you're looking at 60 is probably the end. So I got like, what, less than 20 years to go. Not to mention all the health problems I've been having over the past year. Ever since the lockdown started fucking up my stomach. If that was what it was. I was thinking it might have been E. coli poisoning, because I forgot that I was carrying my uncle. A lot of times it was a fucking shitty mess. I was getting covered in fucking diarrhea, so I was like, oh man, that could have given me E. coli. Never even thought of that. I kept thinking food poisoning or something. I was like, wait a minute. So now I'm extra careful when I move them to wash everything as much as I can, even 2 or 3 times to make sure I don't have any traces of fucking shit anywhere. Use gloves more. Even try to distance myself so when I carry him I'm not like pressing right up against him when he's covered in it. Sorry, it's a bit graphic. The joys of life. Like the wise man once told me, life sucks, then you die. Speaking of, let's get a quick message from the sponsor. Today's bright, or very much more optimistic video than yesterday is brought to you by Crack! Crack! It'll fuck you up. Woo! Welcome back, everyone. So nice to record when I'm not really super like down in the dumps. That was kind of shitty. I can't believe that I even finished the episode. I was so happy when it crashed. I'm like, alright, now I don't have to record anymore. Well, I guess I should have kept recording to make it for the full hour mark, but hey, every now and then you gotta take a break when you need it. I was definitely not feeling the episode last time. And not to completely bash on my roommates and my mom and stuff, it's like, geez. Like, really? It's like, everyone's going through stress with the lockdown. It's not like anyone's fucking having an easy time. Unless you're like a fucking millionaire living in a mansion full of hot babes anyways. Then it might be a really hard time. Literally. Alright, we got a whole bunch of tokens. Fucking unreal. That's sweet. Holy, look how many they gave me. Alright, let's do a few of these. We'll start with Bin Laden. He's my favorite. Did I ever tell you guys the story about one of the conspiracy theorists that my friend Robert Montreal used to interview? His name was Fritz Sprigmeyer, I think. Man, what a guy that is. It's like he had some awesome tales about how he ended up going and serving prison time for armed robbery. I was like, how did you get from there to writing conspiracy novels? I don't know. It's a wild guy. Then he was bragging about how his book, yeah, you know when the SEALs team found Bin Laden and they captured him or executed him or whatever it was? When they got to his room and kicked in the door, they found his bookshelf. They looked on his bookshelf and there was Fritz's book on the shelf. Bin Laden was reading his book about conspiracies. So I was like, oh god, isn't that weird? It's like, you imagine you're a conspiracy theory author, and your biggest fan is Osama Bin Laden. I shouldn't laugh, it's terrible. But man, that'd be such like the awkward moment, right? It's like, hey, maybe I shouldn't have wrote that book. Maybe those skeptics were right. Like, wasn't the greatest plan after all. Oh god, like I don't even know I could sleep at night after finding that out, eh? It's like I watched the September 11th attacks happen live on TV, so it it's kind of like post-traumatic stress after watching it even. Now, who'd ever thought you could get post-traumatic stress from watching TV? But when they're showing people getting killed live on TV, it's like, kind of stresses you out. Yeah, that was awful. People jumping out of the fucking buildings on fire and shit. It was like, what the fuck? Yeah, and then ever since those attacks, I've been having the fucking... What is it? The quarantine center dreams? I never thought I'd ever see a quarantine center used in Canada. I was like, oh, these dreams are bullshit. But who knew, like, it would just happen in 2020, so, what was it? When was, holy fuck, that was like, yeah, 20 years of those dreams. Or 19. Talk about a long reoccurring dream, right? Now, I was watching another celebrity talking on an interview. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Matthew McConaughey. But he was saying the same thing, that a lot of times when his life was guided, it was he kept having reoccurring dreams too. Has anyone else had reoccurring dreams? It's kind of a weird thing. It's like you'll have the same dream over and over again, like week after week, month after month, year after year. I've got 2 or 3 main ones. The ones with the September 11th shit all ended in the day of September 11th. So luckily I haven't had the planes in my backyard crashing any more dreams. The other one I have is that I'm going to the ocean and I see whales and I'm always like, oh fuck, I better not go home before I forget to take a picture. And as soon as I go to take the picture, I wake up like that's the trigger. Yeah, and then what's the other one? Oh yeah, the other one is the tidal wave one. I'll dream that I'm like at the ocean for the first time, like, oh, this is amazing, get to see the ocean. Then what happens? The sea goes in, or the ocean, and I'm like, wait a minute, I heard that something bad happens when the water recedes like that really quick. And then, oh yeah, fucking giant tidal wave comes in, starts wiping everyone out. Normally I have time to like run and I'm like, oh fuck, the tidal wave, and I'm like running in the dream, looking back to see how fast I can go to try to outrun this wave. And it's funny, sometimes I've had the reoccurring dream for that so often that just seeing the water go in, I already just turn and run. I'm like, oh, I've seen this dream before. I start running. Everyone else is like, why are you running? I'm like, the wave. They're like, what wave? And I know, it's coming. They're like, how do you know? And I'm like, because I've dreamt it before. And I'm like, dream? And then I wake up. Now, one of the earthquake dreams I used to have that was really entertaining too, I don't know, I think it was just, most of those ended once I moved out of my apartment. Thank God nothing ever like that happened. But I used to dream that I was on the top floor of a really high-rise building, and then an earthquake starts, and then all of a sudden the building starts swaying. And then I'm like, holy fuck, man, this building swaying sensation is enough to make you want to throw up. And then it would get ridiculous in the dream, like the building would sway so far, all the furniture would start sliding back and forth in the room. And then next thing I knew is like the building was like so far over that it's like you could see the ground. It's like that's how close it was leaning. It's like completely unrealistic, but it's like that was always a kind of neat dream to have. Oh, and the other one's just the quarantine center where there's a whole bunch of people lined up to get injections. And I'm always trying to escape the line or like try to trick people and like go from the line that waiting for the injection to the one that already got it. Or I'll try climbing out the window. And it's usually a 2nd-story window. I can just kick it out and then climb down the building and get out no problem. It's weird. Every time I've had the quarantine center dream, I don't think they've actually caught me once. Which hopefully that will happen if it comes to pass. I remember the one time when I was trying to escape the quarantine center dream. It's like the main thing I would always do is like try to get to the section of the building that has offices, because like if you stayed on the main floor, everything was like barred up and you couldn't get out. But then there's like offices upstairs, and then I realized when I climbed on top of the cubicles of the offices that I could reach the window that wasn't barred up and then smash my way out through there. And then just climb down the side of the building. Or sometimes I would run down fire escapes. I've had that in a few of them too. Like, you know, they usually have those stairwells to escape if there's a fire. It's like, I found that it's like, yeah, if you can escape out those sometimes in the dream. So that's how I'll keep my eyes out. If I ever get put in the quarantine center, I just gotta get to the office upstairs and I'll be able to get out no problem. Yeah, it was the one thing that really made me paranoid of the whole election debate, was that both Biden and Trump are in favor of the Operation Warp Speed, where the US military is going to administer an experimental vaccine by force, whether you like it or not. So that's why I was kind of surprised that people thought that Trump was anti-vaccine. It's like he's one of the most pro-vaccine presidents there is. He defunded the money going to the World Health Organization and gave it directly to the vaccine manufacturer. So I was like, holy fuck, right? Like, not only did he not stop the vaccine production, he made it even faster. Which I find funny, because a lot of Trump supporters are always like, oh, he's anti-vaccine. Like, really? Where did you find this out? I guess he does in his speeches. He talks about a lot about treatments. But then he was even talking about, during the debate when he got cured or whatever, that apparently they gave him a vaccine too. So maybe he's already taken the vaccine. I heard that that's how China recovered so quick, because they had the vaccine almost like the day after the virus came out. So they were able to start administering it right away, and then able to beat it, and then start taking over the world with different economic resources. But that sounds a little conspiratorial. Maybe they just had other SARS vaccines and they found one that worked for it. They didn't share it because they're like, hey, like, they got a lot of people that are going to need it, so they just started administering it to the high up people that like needed it, like doctors and customs agents, and then worked their way from there down to everyone else. And then once everyone in their population has it, that's probably when they'll release it to the globe. Which makes sense. You almost need a government that looks after your own people like that, because man, I know in Canada, if it came down to it, if the vaccine was good for us, the government would give it to everyone else first and Canada would get it last. And if it's poison, they would definitely give it to us first. Just kidding. Oh yeah, and I think I found the solution why my camera battery was dying so quick. When I was reading that it has a 2-hour battery life, I didn't look carefully, and that says depending what settings you put it on. If you put it at 1080 30 frames per second, then it's 2 hours. I was thinking once you bump it up to 4K and like faster, like 60 frames per second, you're looking at like 40-minute battery time. And that's the one thing I have a knock about this camera, the FOMA Palm, is the battery's internal and you can't change it. So I was like, fuck man, if you're going to make a battery that only lasts 40 minutes, you really got to make it so you can put in another battery and just carry the extra battery with you. I know someone was saying something about just carry a USB, like a charger thing in your pocket so you can charge it while you film. But still, like, I don't even know, can you do that? Yeah, maybe. That might be the only solution. Oh, vampire, finally. Let's see, maybe after we kill enough vampires, we'll have enough purple frags to do something. 3 purple heroes would be nice after all the stress I've been going through this week. Yeah, I love watching Samson hit the vampire, right? His health is just like gone one hit. Well, even like, look at, what is it? Wright Brothers. He's doing more damage than Samson now, I think. No, it's kind of a shame. I was hoping to invest in Tommy Tallarico's company, the Amico. Show him that I really support him and stuff, but the way everything's going with my living situation, I really can't waste any money at this point. Yeah, I was thinking, man, if I only had good money, I'd love to invest in his company and work with them. That'd be so fun. Especially since Tommy is like, he was even saying in his interview with Vic, that's how Italian families usually are. They're very critical of each other and they get into huge yelling arguments and fights. But they have the ability to forgive and just go back to being friends like the same day. So that's how I was kind of surprised that Tommy was able to take a lot of my criticisms that I gave him and still like accept my apology. It's like I thought for sure most people would hear that apology and just be like the other people and ditch you. That's normally what happens when I apologize. It's probably because I'm not too good at apologizing, because most of the times I'm lying and you can tell if I'm lying pretty easily. I think the last person I tried apologizing to, I was laughing while I did it, so that was probably not the greatest plan. I just couldn't handle it because I was like, man, the apology seems so fake, I couldn't barely not laugh. And I was trying to be optimistic and cheerful and not get all down in the dumps while I was apologizing. So I always used laughter as like a defense. So I wasn't really trying to laugh at them. Although I'm sure that's the way it seemed. Isn't this great? I did so many missions and they really didn't give me enough warp gates to increase it. Well, at least that lineup trick worked. Ah, hit my knee on the desk. Son of a... Now I'm gonna have to go let some more crickets go. There was one that was in my room again today looking at me, but I was busy. I'm like, man, I'll carry you outside later. I don't know if he's still waiting there. I'll have to go check. He hasn't really made any noise, so I'm thinking maybe the cricket's breeding season is over or something, right? Maybe they only do that when they're breeding. Trying to attract a mate or whatever, eh? Now I'm starting to get optimistic that the cracks in my skull have finally started to heal better. I know for like a good year and a half, 2 years, anytime I touched my skull where it had cracked, I would get these awful popping sensations. And the pressure buildup would change in my head. So it's like even my vision would go blurry. But now when I press it, it barely cracks at all. So I'm like, alright, maybe it's finally almost healed. Vision hasn't been as bad. Yeah, it's actually one of the things that cured my vision was clone evolution. Like my concussion specialist or trainer or whatever it is, rehab specialist, she was telling me that I had to focus on really small stuff all the time and keep looking down in order to work out my eye muscles to get them to recover. I tried the exercises on the sheets and it was just so boring. I couldn't fucking do it for hours every day. But when I started playing Clone Evolution on my cell phone, it was basically the same type of visual exercise, and I was playing it for like weeks on end, day after day. And I noticed my eyes got really sore, but every time they got sore, they would heal. And then when they healed, they seemed like they were stronger than before. So I was like, man, maybe I owe it to Clone Evolution to help my recovery. Not like it's actual medical advice, but just speaking from my experience. Even my neck doesn't feel broken anymore. I can move it without it popping out of place. Well, except for certain positions. Normally if I lean forward and look up, then it'll pop out again. So I have to be careful not to do that. As I demonstrate doing it. Now it's usually putting pressure doing it now. Whereas before just doing it at all would pop it. Now it's like I just got to make sure I don't flex when I do it. If I do that, then I'll pop it out of place again. Like when it broke during the accident. I still can't believe to this day I've never had an x-ray. Can you imagine getting in a work accident, breaking your neck and your skull, and you didn't even get an x-ray? That's fucking Canadian healthcare for you, free to help yourself. You can go to the States and pay to get an x-ray if you want one. Shouldn't bag on fucking Canadian healthcare. If you're dying from a surgery, they'll hook you up because the doctors make shitloads of money off surgeries. So they'll help you for that. But unless you need like a life-saving surgery, then they're like, oh, can't profit off you, we'll just fucking ditch you. Man, I don't blame them. They got fucking lineups around the block. They have like every sick person from around the world coming to see them. And they have almost no time to see them, so they do what they gotta do. Yeah, not to bash socialist healthcare completely. Back in the 80s, OHIP was amazing. We had like a good 10 years where it was great. So everyone is complaining about Obamacare being cancelled. Yeah, you're probably right. You could have milked it for like 10 years and got good healthcare. But then you'd be in Canada's situation where you're paying to go to another country just to get basic care. And you'd have no option to get it in your country even if you wanted to pay for it. Yeah, it's one thing I love about communist China. Every time I hear like people from China telling me what the medical system is like, I'm like, dear God, wish I could go to China just to see their doctors. Like everyone's like, where do you want to go on vacation? Hawaii? It's like Jamaica? I'm like, no, I want to go to communist China and visit their hospitals. That'd be like the vacation or dream vacation for me. I don't know how that works though. If like someone's a foreigner, do they even treat you? Probably not, right? Or maybe you can just pay? That'd be sweet. Maybe it's like communist for the people that live there, but then if you're a foreigner, you can pay and go there? That'd be sweet. I'll have to look that up. Oh, Warp Gate, finally. I was gonna say, it's like they're giving me jack shit for Warp Gates. Holy shit, episode's almost over. These bounty hunter missions really are a lot of battles, eh? I don't want to jinx it, but at least it hasn't been crashing. Alright, let's skip ahead a little so we can get to the end of this. I want to see how many freaking purple heroes or fragments I managed to get. If I had to guess, I'm at 140 something. Now, I really appreciate everyone in the Clone Evolution videos who's been offering me to come visit them and where they live and shit, but I'd love to say the same about me, but unless you like camping in a backyard, and we've got all the fucking pandemic shit going, or lockdown I should call it. Oh god, the game crashed. Oh well, it was right at the end anyways. Same time as last time, and yeah, didn't I just brag about it not crashing? Now, in a way, it was good, because I was thinking of ending the show and then switching to this so I could show you guys the free spin. We're at 38,214. I'm trying to reach 40,000 so that I can put 10,000 chips as a bet. And I found out there's 2 bets now that you can place for the presidential election. Maybe there was before, I just didn't notice. If you click here on this one, you can pick between Democratic and Republican. Queen. And what was the other one? Okay, fuck you. Oh my god. Why can't I go back to the main betting menu? Oh, there it is. It's a fucking button up there. The back button doesn't work apparently. And then they have the other one where you can bet on all the parties in case you wanted to place your bet on Bernie Sanders. I don't even think he was still an option at this point. I thought Joe Biden beat him. Or, I was thinking this one. Can you imagine Kanye West wins and you put it on this? Is he in the other? Or does he even get a spot on the ballot? Because 93 to 1. So man, if I bet 10,000 and he won, you know how much that would pay out? It'd be sort of like betting on Bitcoin when it was worth $1. Or investing in, not betting. Alright, so did I do the free spin? No, not yet. 38,214. Let's roll. 38,229. Woohoo. Woo, up to 47. Alright, so we're inching in on that 50 people helping me. God, man, if this ever reached 1,000, I probably could live in my garage up north and have enough income to keep the show going. That'd be a fucking amazing. So hopefully one day my travel vlogging does get enough that, man, we can start making some real progress. That'll be sweet. Man, I don't want to get too greedy. Let's wrap up the show. I'm already happy with you guys. 47 are helping. You're freaking amazing. Not to diminish your help. Alright, Patreon if you guys want to help with that too. I haven't checked it in a while, but I'm going to try to do that this week. Really, I got less than 10 days till Sober October is over, so I got to try to get some more shit done. And that's high up on my list. Right, what else is there? Society 6 is the merchandise store, but like I said, I'm trying to switch to a different store. Not having luck adding other merchandise to it. Swagbucks is the discount codes. You can get 1 to 5% off on your purchases online. Pretty much good any store. Could be region restricted. If anyone's tried Swagbucks and it didn't work in the Philippines or something, just let me know so I can maybe be more specific that it's only for North American market research. But anyways, yeah, GameKit is the one where you get paid to be a gamer. I'll do a tutorial on that in the winter. I figure I'll do the big tutorial videos once I can't vlog outside anymore. So that I'm still creating new content, and yeah, then I'll have like a schedule that works. Right, Hideout is the videos that'll pay you to watch. They pay you to watch stuff that's even on YouTube sometimes. Like some people have duplicate channels. They have it on Hideout and YouTube. So if you watch it on Hideout, then you get a cut of the viewer revenue, whereas compared to watching on YouTube, it's just the creators that get it. And it's ridiculously small amounts on the PC or your phone, but apparently if you watch Hideout on Fire Stick or maybe other Androids, yeah, that's what I'll do tonight. I'll try out Hideout on my Android device now that I started getting it working. Yeah, so then it pays out way more for that. Bitcoin is the one we just did the free spins. You can bet on who you think's going to win. I don't know, for the Trump and Biden thing, I'm thinking of betting on Trump, but I don't know, it's probably a 50-50 split. If I was living in the States, it's like cutting off your arm or your leg is your choice. It's like, which is really the better option? God, I feel sorry for you guys. I always thought Trudeau was horrible, and I was like, dear God, until I seen the American choices. Like, just fuck. It's like, you imagine, no one ran against Trump that could beat him. Why no one ran against him? It's like Kanye was like the only chance, and he didn't get in till it was too late. Fuck. Any celebrity would beat Trump. Any of them. So I don't get it. Like, even a comedian. You can fucking Jim Carrey. Well, I guess Jim Carrey couldn't run because he's from Canada. But who's a comedian from the States? I don't even know any. David Chappelle. If he would have ran, he would have fucking won by a landslide. So I don't understand why people keep bitching about Trump winning over and over again. Fucking go and sign up and beat him yourself. Maybe it's harder to sign up. I know in Canada I'm really fucked. I can't even run to be my prime minister because I don't speak more than one language. It's like, yeah, they have it mandatory that you have to be able to speak French. So it almost makes like 90% of our population not even eligible to run. It's pretty funny. Kind of shitty in a way, but oh well, maybe it keeps me from making a horrible mistake. I don't think I'd want to be in politics for very long. Just enough to change a whole bunch of laws and make laws so that they can never be changed again. Alright, so anyways, the virtual maid sex machine is for adults and men only, but if ladies need one, they know who to call. Unless... No, I'm just kidding. Unless you're near Toronto. Alright, anyways, let's continue. If you happen to get any of the free Bitcoin in your vaporizer and it tastes like garbage, then you can give the show a dislike. But if that doesn't happen, you can help with a like. I really appreciate it. Right, take care, guys. Sorry for bitching so much last episode. That's the one thing I noticed with doing daily vlogs. I was thinking, should I cut out the episodes from days that I have like horrible days and it's not a good episode? Or I was thinking, maybe that's part of doing the daily vlog thing. I should be honest and show that every YouTuber has good and bad days, and I'm not one of the ones that just records the good days. I do the bad too. So I hope it didn't freak you guys out. I know it seemed a little bit over dramatic. Alright, take care everyone. I don't think the lockdown's making it much easier. Alright, take care and have a good one. And just make sure you never buy the products from my sponsor, because it will ruin your life. Bye for now, everyone. See you tomorrow. God willing. Here's 3 things. One's good.